Hey guys, Abby here. Welcome to Love Abby, where we share stories and experiences that might help those who are going through a difficult time right now. This is a safe space. Wala pong judgmental dito. Whatever we say here is meant to help and not to offend. I know that many of us are going through many difficult things. At magkakaiba man tayo ng sitwasyon at pinagdadaanan, we all share the same lessons. So sino-sino pa bang magtutulungan kundi tayo-tayo lang din? Let's make the world a better place, one story at a time. In this fast-paced and ever-changing world, it is so easy for us to feel left behind. Especially with the pressure that society puts on us. We are made to feel like our achievements and our success needs to happen right away, to the point where we see other people as competition. If this person is achieving, we suddenly feel inadequate. We suddenly feel like we are not enough, when in reality, we are simply in different seasons in our lives. And today, I would like to share about this experience and situation. The feeling of getting left behind because other people are achieving quicker than you, others are more successful than you, might be one of the battles that we fight silently. Silently because maybe takot tayong mahusgahan. Because, baka sabihin nila na, ay, inggit ka. Bakit? Kasi mas magaling siya kaysa sa'yo. Diba? It's not something that we usually voice out. But one thing is for sure, though we might be ashamed of it, it is a common experience. Maraming may gantong pinagdadaanan because, we are only human. And sometimes instinct na kapag may nakikita tayo na mas ahead sa atin, yung feeling natin na mas ahead sa atin, or pag nakikita natin na yung mga kaibigan natin are already achieving, successful na in life, we tend to feel inferior. We tend to feel like nahuhuli tayo, 'di ba? Like I mentioned earlier, we have a harsh society. It demands a lot from us. Society tricks us into thinking na dapat nauuna ka palagi. And as a result, feeling natin, life is a competition. But life isn't a competition. Life is a test. It's simply a test. We all have different test papers, different situations, different problems to solve. What works for you may not work for others, and what works for others may not work for you. If it was a competition, then we would all have the same situations, the same problems, and the same goals. But you know what, I understand, especially in this age of social media, it is so easy for us to feel left behind. Yung simpleng, ay mas madaming likes yung post niya kaysa sa post ko, can already make you feel na nahuhuli ka. Diba? What more the big things? Like, bakit siya, ang dami niyang projects, tapos ako onti lang? Or, bakit siya gumanda na yung trabaho, tapos ako, andito pa din ako? Di kaya, bakit mas malaking sweldo niya kaysa sa akin? Or, bakit mas madami yung followers niya, tapos yung sa akin konti lang. And the list goes on and on. Whenever we feel this way, we have to remind ourselves that we are on different seasons in our lives. Whenever I feel that way, because I do feel that way, and that feeling isn't like a one-time thing. Maraming times na dumadating yung ganong feeling sa buhay natin na parang yung iba mas nag-a-achieve kaysa sa atin. Whenever I feel that way, I think about planting. When you plant a seed, of course, first you have to bury it and then water it. Tapos papaarawan mo para tumubo, di ba? And then once tumubo, there might be a time when you will have to prune it. Kailangan mong tanggalin yung mga parts na maghihinder dun sa growth ng plant. Like the dead leaves, you have to remove that para mas maging mas maganda yung tubo. And then it will bloom. And it's the same with our lives. Some of us are already in the blooming season. Some of us are in the pruning season. And this is where we experience loss. Maybe we lose a relationship. We lose a project or a job. But remember the purpose of pruning. Diba? It is to remove what is not essential for growth. So in the end, they aren't really losses. But maybe we can talk more extensively about this in another episode. And maybe, some of us are still in the planting season, where we are buried, being watered, at pinapaarawan pa We are still being prepared to grow and bloom. And I realized this kasi alam niyo yung kapatid ko is a plantita. So madami siyang mga halaman. And I noticed that some of her plants take months and months to grow. Minsan umaabot ng 6 to 7 months bago siya talagang tumubo. And then she also has plants na weeks pa lang, minsan 1 week pa lang, may tubo na agad. So I came to a conclusion that we are all just really plants. Joke lang. But we are all different people with different lives to live. We bloom and grow at our own pace and on different tracks to serve our own special and unique purposes. And I couldn't forget what one famous inspirational speakers said in one of his preachings. He compared naman our lives to cars and a car race. One car was a Formula 1 car. And we all know, diba, that race cars are made for speed. Hari yan ng racetrack eh. It can go 200 miles per hour. But because it is small, and in order for it to go as fast as possible, it usually carries only one person. Diba, the lighter the car, the faster it goes. And the other car was an SUV. Medium-sized car usually runs at around 60 miles per hour. Maximum average would probably be 80 to 100, pero sobrang bilis na nun for an SUV. And it can hold about 6 to 8 people, and then you would have enough space, enough room for other things that you would want to bring. You see, 2 different cars, 2 different functions, and 2 different purposes. If you put the SUV on the racetrack with the Formula 1 car, the SUV can never beat that Formula 1 car on the racetrack. Siyempre, hari ng racetrack yan eh. Diba? And on the other hand, subukan yung ilagay yung race car na yan sa EDSA. Tignan natin kung makakatakbo yan. Diba? Both cars have different functions. And it doesn't mean that one car is better than the other. They both have different purposes. And ganun din tayo. We are all different from each other. We have different goals and purposes in life. Kaya we aren't really getting left behind. We are simply living our lives at our own pace on our own tracks. And even then, even if we still feel like or think that we are getting left behind, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, diba? So what if others are achieving quicker than you? So what if they are getting more successful than you? It doesn't mean that we won't. It's just that our time maybe hasn't come yet, diba? And as I mentioned in one of my other videos also, is that our timeline is different from God's. We can plan all we want, we can make a timeline all we want, but at the end of the day, yung will pa rin ni Lord ang masusunod, yung plano niya pa rin ang masusunod. So put your trust in God, have faith in Him that He will give you those successes, those achievements at the time that you need it, not at the time that you want it. And I hope that you remember this whenever you are feeling left behind. And if you're going through something difficult right now, I'm here to remind you that storms don't last forever. Love, Abby. If you have a story that you would like to share with us, please don't be shy to send us a message in one of the platforms below. And if you like this video, please share this to those who you think might need to hear these stories. And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thank you for watching.